AWS Amplify Authentication is a development tool that enables developers to create secure and scalable user authentication systems for their web and mobile applications. To get started with AWS Amplify Authentication, you first need to understand the key concepts involved. Authentication is the process of verifying the identity of users, while authorization is the process of controlling access to resources based on user identity. AWS Amplify Authentication provides a simple and streamlined way to manage both authentication and authorization in your application. The first step in using AWS Amplify Authentication is to install the AWS Amplify CLI and configure it with your AWS account. Once you have installed the CLI, you can initialize a new Amplify project and add authentication to your application. AWS Amplify Authentication supports multiple authentication providers, including Amazon Cognito User Pools, Amazon Cognito Identity Pools, Google, Facebook, and Amazon. You can choose the authentication provider that best fits your application's needs. For example, if you want to use Amazon Cognito User Pools as your authentication provider, you can create a user pool and configure it with your application. Amazon Cognito User Pools provides a scalable user directory that can handle large volumes of users and traffic. Once you have configured your authentication provider, you can use the AWS Amplify Authentication APIs to authenticate users and control access to resources in your application. The authentication APIs provide a simple and intuitive way to manage user sessions and authentication tokens. Best practices for using AWS Amplify Authentication include using secure protocols for authentication, such as HTTPS, and storing authentication tokens securely on the client side. You should also implement retry logic and error handling to ensure that your application can handle authentication failures and exceptions. In summary, AWS Amplify Authentication is a powerful tool for creating secure and scalable user authentication systems by following the steps outlined in this guide. You can use AWS Amplify Authentication to create a robust and secure authentication system for your web and mobile applications.